number 1 says 3 times Mark's age is 5 more than twice Anna's age. The sum of their ages is 32. How old are Mark and Anna? All right. It doesn't say what? All right, so it should. Okay. So we've got Mark's age is 5 more than twice Anna's age. The sum of their ages is 32. How old are Mark and Anna? Joey, what should X and Y be on this problem? 2 people. Which 2 people? Mark and Anna. So that's our X and Y. We got Mark and Anna. Okay. All right. Then it says, Tamara, it says Mark's age. What letter are we using for Mark? Tamara. X. So I put an X because that's what it says. Mark's age. So I put an X. Let's see. Dylan, what do I put for is? Equals. Is equals. Is equals. Chuck, how do I write 5 more than? 5 plus. And Ethan G, how do I do twice Anna's age? 2y. Very good. Anna is y. Okay, good. Gracie, it says the sum. What does sum mean to do? Add. So I put a plus sign right here. The sum of their ages. Well, who are the 2 people I'm talking about? So I put what here? Good? Y. And y. Good. For is, Dylan, what do I put? Equals 32. All right, Chad, is this a multiply, multiply, cancel, cancel, or a plug it in, plug it in? Good. So I put parentheses here, and since X is by itself, I put parentheses here. Okay, so Daniel, help me set up my frame. What would my frame be? Good. All right, Andrew, what do I do next? I do what? Okay, so guys, you can put a what right here if you want. A 1, but when you multiply by 1, what's 1 times 5? What's 1 times 2? So it doesn't change anything. So that step is optional. Step is optional, okay? All right, Zaria, what number moves to the other side? Good. And I subtract it, which gives me 27. Monica, what else do I do up here? What do I do with 2y plus y? Which gives you what? Andrea, what do I do next? Good. So I get y equals 9. So that means Anna is 9 years old. Anna is 9 years old. It says, how old are Mark and Anna? So I also have to find Mark. So I'm going to plug it back in to that one. That's the easiest place to plug it in. Okay? Haley, help me plug it back in. What would I write? Bishop, what number needs to move to the other side? And I subtract it. And so you get 23, I think. So Mark is 23, and Anna is 9. Okay. Anybody have a question on that first one? All right. Number 2, the sum of Mara and Greg's ages is 75. Mara's age is 5 more than 4 times Greg's age. How old is Greg? Dylan, what should I do first on this one? What? What are X and Y on this one? Okay, so X is Mara, Y is Greg. All right, Chad, tell me about this first sentence. The sum of Mara and Greg's ages is 75. Very good, Chad. Chad, why did you know to put a plus? Very good. Okay. All right, for the second one, we're going to go in order. We're going to go in order. Gracie, the first thing I see is Mara's age. What letter is Mara's age? Very good, so I'll put an X. Andrea, what do I see right after Mara's age? What about before that? What do you put for is? Equals, so I put an equals, okay? Chuck, what comes after the equals? 5. Ethan H., what comes after the 5? Plus 4, very good. And Monica, what does it say after 4? What letter's Greg? Y, so I put a Y right here. Okay. All right, Ethan G., multiply, multiply, cancel, cancel, or plug it in, plug it in? Good. So I put parentheses here. Since X is by itself, I put parentheses around the X. Okay. All right. Let's see. Bishop, help me build my frame. All right. Start here. So I put a parentheses. What goes in that one? Well, I keep it empty. Plus 4y goes in it. Then plus what? Okay. Type that in like that. Joey, I'm going to draw my line. Joey, help me here. What goes in front of the parentheses? What number? What can I put if it doesn't have one? Then I multiply these. What's 1 times 5? What else do I do? What do I do with this one? And drop it down. Okay, keep going, Joey. What's something else I can do up here? Yes, you got this. Okay. What about right here? Which gives you what? And then, there you go. What's 70 divided by 5? Thank you. 14. Okay. All right, so y is 14. Sorry, what does just the question part ask? What does it say right here? And what letter is Greg? We're done. We don't have to plug it back in. We've already answered the question. How old is Greg? So we've got that done. Okay. Okay, Andrew, what did you do first? All right, what are your X and Y? Okay. How many people did that first step? Did the first step, X and Y. All right, very good. Daniel, tell me about this first sentence. Sarah's age plus twice Lauren's age is 63. How'd you write that? All right, Sarah's age. What letter is Sarah's age? Okay. Then what does it say? What do I do for twice? Okay. Raise your hand if you got this first one right. Anybody? X plus 2y equals 63. Good. Okay, so that's your first equation. Then I'll read right here. Tamara, what do I put for Lauren? What letter is Lauren? Y. Then what does it say after Lauren? What word comes next? What do I do for that? Equals. Keep reading. What comes after the 3? So I can just put a dot. What letter is Sarah's age? What letter is Sarah? X. All right, that is your second equation, y equals 3x. Did anybody get that one? Y equals 3x. Okay, a couple people did. All right, from here, I'm going to plug it in. Let's see. Joey, what do I put parentheses around? What letter's by itself? So I put parentheses right there. Good. Y is by itself, so that's where my parentheses go. Ethan G, help me build my frame. What would I write? Okay. Monica, what would I need to do here? Very good. What's 2 times 3x? 6x. And I drop this one down. Dylan, what would you do next? Right here. Okay. Ethan H. Then what? Seven times what? 63. Good. All right. So, Daniel, who is 9? Sarah or Lauren? Sarah is. Okay. Andrew, help me plug it back in. Which one do you want to plug it into? The top one or the bottom one? Okay. What would I write to plug it into the top one? It's easier to do it here, but we'll do it there. Okay. Bishop, what number moves to the other side here? And that gives you 54. And Chuck, what do you do last right here? 27. Haley, who's 27? Lauren, good. All right, questions? All right, number 3, the length of a rectangle is 8 centimeters more than twice the width. The perimeter of the rectangle is 34. What is the length of the rectangle? Okay, I'm going to work this one out without calling on anyone, so if you will just write it down on your paper, okay, and y'all can answer as a class for this one. I'm not going to call on people for this one. What kind of shape is this one talking about? A rectangle. So draw a rectangle. Draw a rectangle on your paper. Draw a rectangle on your paper. Draw a rectangle. Okay, what does it tell you about the length of the rectangle? What does it tell you about the length? Thank you, Joey. So, guys, this is the length. Okay, this is the length. It says it's 8 centimeters more than. What do you think we're going to put for more than? Plus. How do we write twice? Good, but I'm going to put a W, okay, for width. All right, so that's the first thing you need to do is write 8 plus 2W on your length. Okay, now I need everyone to put a W on that side. Why are we putting a W on this side? That's the width. Excellent. Okay, now, if the top is 8 plus 2W, what's the bottom? If this one's W, then what's that one? Okay. All right, does anybody remember what perimeter is? Adam. Okay, so look, I'm going to do 8 plus 2W plus W plus 8 plus 2W plus W. And what does it equal? 16. What does it equal? It equals 34. Okay? Now look, this looks really long, but it's actually one of the easiest things we've done. What gets added together with the 8? You can't add a number and a W together. So what goes with 8? 8. You put the numbers together, just the numbers. Okay, they don't have any letters with them. So what's 8 plus 8? 16. And then I cross out those two. Okay? What goes with 2W? 1W, 2W, and I'm adding these. So what's 2W plus 1W? 3W plus 2W plus one more? 6W equals 34. Then I'm going to draw my line. Daniel, Monica, pick your heads up, please. Gracie, what happens next? Good. Subtract your 16. So let's see, that'd be 18. And Andrea, what do you do last? All right, so W equals 3. The width is 3. Joey, what does the question ask? Good. What is the length? So I need to look back at my picture. This is the length. All right, Joey, if I know that W is 3, how can I figure out what this length is? What can I do? What do I do with these two? 6, and then I add it to 8. 6 plus 8, anybody? 14. So that's the answer, 14. Okay. All right. The next one. Mrs. Chang wants to build a sandbox for her daughter. She has only 26 feet of wood to build the perimeter of the sandbox. What should the dimensions of the sandbox be if she wants the length to be 3 feet greater than the width? Okay, so we know it's going to be a rectangle. So draw a rectangle. Draw a rectangle. Okay, can anybody tell me what it says about the length of my rectangle? Nope, that's not the length. Very good, Joey. All right, so Joey, how do we write 3 greater than the width? 3 what? W. Okay, 3 greater than, we're going to put a plus, and the width, we're going to use a W. Okay. All right, Chad, what do I want you to put on the side right here? Okay. Chuck, what do I want you to put on the bottom? Very good. Bishop, what would go on the side right here? Very good. Tamara, what does perimeter mean to do? Add them all up. Good. All right, Gracie, call them out. What am I adding up here? Uh-huh. Very good. Andrea, what is that going to equal? Well, let's go back up to the word problem. What does it tell you how much wood there is? Uh-huh, so that's what goes after the equals. Okay, the 26. Okay, Bishop, what do I add with the 3? Uh-huh, so that gives me 6. Ethan H., what do you get when you add up your W's? And Ethan G., what do you do next? And Daniel? All right, so W is 5. What does W stand for? The width is 5. Dylan, how do I get what the length is? If W is 5, how do you get how long it is? 3 plus 5, which is what? 8. All right. This says, what should the dimensions? Anybody know what dimensions means? The side. So one should be 5 and the other side should be 8. Okay. All right, number 5, the length of a rectangle is 2 times the width. The perimeter of the rectangle is 18. What is the length of the rectangle? Chad, what do I want you to do first? Good. Monica, what does it tell you about the length of that rectangle? How do you think I write that in math? 2 times the width. Very good, except we're going to do 2W. You do not put a plus when it says times. You don't put a plus. It's just 2W. Joey, what do I want you to put right here? Very good. Tamara, tell me something else to do up here. Good, and we'll put a 2W here. Zaria, what does perimeter mean to do? Very good. Chuck, help me add these. What would I write? Joey, what's that going to equal? Hold on. Look back in the problem. There you go. All right. So, Gracie, what goes with 2W? What else? 1W and? So we just add all those up. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, so it should say 18. Sorry, change that to 18. My fault. All right, Dylan, what do you do next? Chad, what's the question asking? Have we found the length yet? No, we found the width. So the width is 9. Ethan G, how do we find the length? Good. Which is 18. Okay. Yep, what? Ask. What's your question?
18 divided by 6 is 9.
Oh. Sorry, I got going too fast.
Okay.
My fault. 3. No, it's my fault. It's definitely my fault. Okay, number 6. Dylan, read 6 for us.
Width of a rectangle is 1/2 its length. The perimeter of a rectangle is 54 centimeters. What is...
Good. Daniel, what do I want you to do first? Draw a what? Okay. All right, guys, on this one, what does the first sentence say? Okay, so it's telling you about the width this time. It's telling you about the width. So the width is how much? 1/2 of what? Okay, so this time it's telling you about the width. So we're going to label the width first on this one. So it's 1/2 of what? So I'm going to put an L. It's 1/2 of the length. So I'm going to put 1/2 L. Okay, does anybody know something else I could do? Not yet. Eventually, but not yet. Good, Joey. I can put 1/2 L here. Okay, now, here's an extra credit point. Raise your hand. An extra credit point if you know what goes here or here. Joey, close. That's what they were going to say, too. So now, from here, let's see who's up. Andrea, what am I going to do with all those? What does perimeter mean to do? Add. So I'm going to add them up. 1/2 L plus 1/2 L plus L. Okay? Your L's don't have to look like mine. Andrew, what is that going to equal? All right, guys, what's a half plus a half? A whole L. Plus we got a whole L here and a whole L here. Hey. Not to me. Chuck, what do you do next? What do I do next here, Chuck? Good. Yeah, it does, I think. 54 divided by 3? I think it's 18. 18. All right, so guys, this one, L is 18. How do we figure out what the width is? Half of 18. Just 9. All right, last one. A rectangular picture frame is to be 8 inches longer than it's wide. Dennis uses 84 inches of oak to frame the picture. What is the width of the frame? All right, Bishop, what are we doing first? Draw what? Making a picture frame. Tamara, what can you tell me about my picture frame? Tell me something about the picture frame. What? It's going to be what? Okay. So if I have something that's 8 inches longer, does that mean it's talking about the length or the width? If it's longer, it has to be the length. So it's 8 plus what? Be careful. It's 8 more than the width. It's 8 more than the width. It can't be 8 more than itself. If you put an L, that'd be talking about itself. All right, Monica, tell me something else to do up here. What goes right here? A W. Joey, something else to do. What goes on the bottom, Joey? Good. All right, Ethan H., what am I doing next? Good. Can anyone tell me why we're adding on this one when it doesn't say the word perimeter?
Because we already know the perimeter is a rectangle. Because we're trying to find out
Really, what does it equal? Good. Okay. All right, Joey, what do I do next right here? Okay. What is that going to be? Very good. Zaria, what do I do next? Yeah, I got to move the 16. Somebody, 84 minus 16. Yes, he did. All right. 84 minus 16. All right, what do I do next? What do you get? All right, what's the question ask? Did we find the width? So we're done. All right, do your O's.